Now, with the knife, I want you to try to push it all the way down into the apple. All right? Hold on. Garrison, you don't know what we're doing yet, boy? I'm trying to help you do it as best as I can. All right, Caroline, push it down. Use a little bit of muscle. Now, all right, now I want you to do like this. Move the apple back and forth. Move the knife back and forth, just like this. Okay, back and forth. All right, now, it should start breaking, and I want you to hold the apple. You should have it into halves. Now, if you need help, raise your hand. Now, if it's, there you go. You can break it.
Did you get yours? Hold it up and show it to me.
Look, so we took a whole apple. Okay, here's our whole apple. And we broke it into 2 parts. Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, now, I want you to put one apple on your plate and put one of the halves in your hands. And I would like you just to hold it up right. Huh?
Are you paying?
Yes, I'm paying. Okay? Lunch. All right, now, let's make a fraction. We have 2 parts, but how many is in the air? So that's going to be our numerator. So let's make a fraction. What is that? 1/2. All right, now, let's take both of them. If we have a half and a half, and we put the halves back together again, what do we have?
A
whole. All right, so if we have 1/2 and 1/2, that will make 2/2, and that's a whole, right?
Yes.
All right, now, so we got, all right, so let's do this. Whole. Everybody show the whole. Then halves.
Half.
So we just took a part of a whole, so we made a fraction. Now sit this right here down on your plate, the 2 halves. Now, this is going to be a little difficult, not too terribly, but now what I want you to do, we're going to take our halves and we're going to cut our halves into halves. All right, so it's going to be, and let me show you how to do it. The best way to do it is just like we did, put it directly in the middle where the seeds are, like this. Look, like this. And don't do it in your hands. Do not do it in your hands. I'm doing it. I know how to work a knife. I don't want you, it's in there. Work it back and forth. But if you want to take it out and saw in the middle, just like I'm doing here. And now it's going to become 2 slices. Just like that. Go in the middle. Okay, everybody's, all right. All right, everybody in the middle, go ahead, do both slices, both halves. I'm all in your way, Terry, and I'm sorry.
You're fine.
All right, it's okay, it's okay. All right, leave it on your plate, baby, not in your hand. Come on. Do both slices. Put your feet. I'd like you to put 2 of your apples in your hand. Hold them up, just like this. Let's make a fraction. How many do we have in our hand? 2/4, right? We have 2/4. Now take another one and put it in our hand, and you can use 2 hands. Now how many of the apples do you have? 3/4. All right, now take all 2 of the apples out of your hand, put them on your plate, and have 1 in your hand. So what would the fraction be now? 1/4. Very good. Now we're going to do something a little different. Now, this is going to be a little different. So now you got 4 parts. Leave them all on your plate. Now you have 4 parts. Now this is going to get where it's going to get kind of crazy, but you can take 4 of the parts and cut them into halves. How many would we have? Don't do it. How many would we have? 8. Now, to make this easier, instead of going like this, what I would like you to do, I want you to take that knife, don't pick up your piece of apple in your hand, but leave it on your plate, take it in the middle, and I want you to cut it into a chunk. And this would be like a chunk. Those were slices. Now this is a chunk. A chunk. I want you to cut all of the apples into a chunk. All 4 slices that you have into chunks.
Chunk.
And you should have 8 chunks when you're done. Go ahead. It's not
Chunk
hard.
is giving
Come
me
on.
a big pain.
Come on. No, look. You're going to have to salt your hand. 3 of your chunks. All right, now, if you have 3 in your hand, all right, let's make our fry. How many total apples do we have all together? Our chunks. 8 chunks. But if we have 3 in our hand, how many, what is our fraction now? 3/8. Very good. Now, put 6 chunks in your hands. And you're going to have to use both. Put 6 chunks in your hands. All right, now, if we have 6 chunks in our hands, use both hands so it won't be all over the place. All right, what is the fraction? 6/8. Very good. Now, do you know that you can take an apple or a pizza or any other type of the, round item or a circle, and we can divide from 8s, we can divide those into 16ths, and then from 16ths to 30 to the 32nds, we can keep dividing into halves and we can make our fractions. So when we're looking at our fractions and we're taking our fractions here, boys and girls, and we can kind of put them back together to form a whole, okay? Any questions right there over your apples and how we slice them and make slices, and then we can take our slices. You can put the apples in your plates now. You don't have to continue to hold them. All right.